Okay, it's been 24 hours. I went ahead and took the screw out. Everything came out real easy. Went ahead and also sanded everything with some 60 grit sandpaper. Made sure to get this T-nut really well, get the inside of this hole and all that fresh epoxy we laid up yesterday. Now we're just gonna go ahead and plug that little hole with a little bit of hot glue. Let that cool down for a second before I pull it away. Want to be careful not to have any strings that are going to end up in our epoxy. I guess I'm going to have to let this cool for a second. I got some epoxy ready to go. What we're going to do is fill in all around that little blob and bring our recessed surface back up to the original height. We're going to use another broken popsicle stick like last night. Just dribble epoxy all around there. Again, being careful not to drip on your board. If you do, just wipe it up with a paper towel. And the epoxy is not going to stick to that hot glue. What we're going to do is let this dry overnight and then pull out that little piece of hot glue. We just want to get it back up to that exact same level as everything else is, same height. And I kind of sanded around here a little bit, so I'm going to want to wet that out just a little, make it all look uniform. You don't want to add too much unless you want to sand it down when you're done. Sand it down smooth and then either leave the rough finish or do a thin layer of epoxy over it. But with the surface tension of the epoxy, it'll let you build up a pretty big bubble up above the original surface. So just keep an eye on it. Gonna add a little bit more. And this is obviously going to keep our T-nut from ever popping out or spinning. You can glass over them, but I like to just pop that piece of hot glue out and leave the hole as a through hole. I think it's less likely to get stuck in there that way. Gives you more ways to remove the screw if it ever does get kind of corroded in place. Anyway, we're going to check back in tomorrow after this dries and pop out that piece of hot glue, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, it's been 24 hours. We're going to go ahead and get the hot glue out of there. I went a little low with this hot glue, so the epoxy has kind of come up above the blob a little bit. So I'm gonna take this countersink bit, just kind of twist it in there for a second and see if I can cut through that top layer of epoxy, just to make a hole. For the hot glue to come out of. I'm also going to use this X-Acto knife. Just want to cut a little circle about the size of the screw hole. Okay, I'm going to take this pick, just like a mechanic's pick. I'm going to try to pick this hot glue out of here. This would be a lot easier if I had made my blob just a little bit bigger. Oops. There you go. That's the whole piece of hot glue. I'm just going to take that countersink bit again, twist it around in the hole a few times, and we'll cut it. Okay, there you go. And we got our board is ready to have strap added to it. Okay, that's what you end up with. Good sturdy foot strap mounted on your board. Good to go, ready to ride. Thanks for watching.